Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday. Whew. How's everybody doing out here today on this lovely August 24th? Oh, man. When I say the struggle is definitely real. Oh, man. It's been quite the week. Hey, hon. Thank you for being here. Whew. It's like I am literally trying to catch my breath. It's been one of those things where, you think you got everything together, you think you got it all figured out, and then realize, oh man, I gotta check this off, I gotta check that off. Oh God, this ain't done, this not done. So yeah, that's one of those days for me. Whew. Yes.
Peace.
Hey, where are you? I don't see you, sister.
I know. I'm like, it looked like the John had stopped or did something. You want me to come back out and then go back in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Whew. Yeah, but hope everybody's having a good day and was having a good weekend. Cause I know, child, when I say life be lifing, life be definitely lifing. Oh man. Oh man.
What's
Hey,
that?
sister,
Hi.
better. Woo!
Mhm.
How's it going, love?
Wonderful. How are you? How was your week? Your week being back in school, back to work.
Child. Quite an interesting week. So it's been a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
We have enough network. Can you see Nate good, babe? Are you able to see her clear? Um, yeah, it was a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Okay, it was a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on because by me teaching kindergarten, we got to do like a lot of orientation stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely a lot that goes behind the scenes, to get
For
ready
sure.
for the kinder babies.
Hey, bro.
Whew. Okay,
Yeah.
glad you can see her now. Yeah, so definitely been trying to catch my breath, get things together, get things situated. We still have another week of orientation, and then we're gonna divvy up the kids and see who's gonna
Mhm.
do.
Right.
Ooh, so we got a little taste of some of the babies that's going to be joining us, because we had like a barbecue, like they started incorporating like just a chance before school actually starts that families get to come in, tour the school, get to meet like the teachers and go get to look at the classroom. Some kids, some parents already know ahead of time who their teacher is going to be, so it gives them a chance to kind of meet the teachers before back to school night. Um,
Right.
for us, the parents don't know. So,
Mhm.
like they really be anxious to like, okay, I need to go in and see who are the kindergarten teachers it are, kind of get a look at the class, just so I can get an idea of who the teachers are, so
Mhm.
and it gives them a little sense of ease when they get to kind of like meet us, because a lot of it is their, hey, I'm there, thanks for coming in. It gives them
Mhm.
a sense of, okay, this is what it's going to be like. I got an idea of the teachers' personalities and how they interact with my child and stuff like that. So it's
Mhm.
it definitely helps. uh,
Word.
so yeah, so it's been one of those type of weeks, just trying to get prepared and stuff for,
Yeah.
you know.
I hear you.
Yeah. So how's your week been?
My week has been good. I don't know, still playing the bass and doing the bowls and, what I mean, trying to enjoy these final days of summer and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Listen,
This weekend was good too. We went back to, we started back up with with the musical, and Tara will be joining us. So
Yeah.
I'm thrilled and excited about that. Yes, yes,
Yes, niece.
yes,
Yes. Good
yes. And
for her.
yeah, we
Good
got some
for
new
her.
plans and some things coming up with that.
Good for
So
her.
yeah, that's gonna be exciting.
That is gonna
Yeah.
be exciting.
Mhm.
God. Yeah. I love that for her. Love that for her.
Yes.
Good, 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 good. So y'all gonna it's still gonna be the no longer bound.
Yes.
Okay, nice, nice, nice,
Yes,
nice.
it
Love
is.
that, love that. So I appreciate everybody that has joined us today for Sister Talk. So happy to see you. So happy to see you. Yes,
Yes.
just doing our catch up for the week. Yes,
Mhm.
seems like a very busy week for myself and for Sis Janae Goddess Life. So yeah, guys, woo, let us get into this topic for today. So I feel like this is something that like everybody can kind of relate to because you know social media is a trip. So we're going to
Mhm.
talk about like the soft life and the hard truths, like what no one tells you, right?
Mhm.
Hey, Cruz Valero, thank you for coming in. Yes, we are sisters. We are sisters. Thank you for being here for Sister Talk Sunday. Yeah,
Yes, yes. Real sisters
so
having real conversations.
real sisters have a real conversation. Exactly, exactly. Yeah, so but we're gonna talk about this soft life and like the hard truths behind it, right?
Mhm.
Because you know, it's like people always talk about like achieving like a soft life and but they don't tell you like about the difficulties involved with the soft life and everything. So yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
because like you said, when you think about soft life, you think about this like stress free, um, type of life. But like you said, it's like what comes along with that.
exactly.
Yeah.
So how people just be talking about, okay, like we talking about, gonna have like the candles and the tea and the self-care, but them bills still gotta get paid regardless, when you
Mhm.
that soft life thing. So like the soft life like isn't just about like sitting on the poolside sipping mimosas, on the balcony
Mhm.
and Sanctuary, people portray that, and it's not like all about the luxury. You walking around with the luxury bags, and and you're always doing the leisure and stuff, right? But it's
Mhm.
like soft life is like self-care, like committing to like crafting a life, like you said, that centers peace, right?
Mhm.
Fulfillment, and right, like having like no personal boundaries and stuff, right? And
Yes.
like choosing a life of like joy and like the ease and stuff, right?
Intentional living.
Intentional living, right? Like
Yeah.
authenticity, like especially like when the world is like so hard.
Mhm.
Hey, Ernest, thank you for coming in. Appreciate it.
Hey,
Um,
Ernest.
right, right. So it's like, but social media, like they portray, like the soft life, like as being like aesthetic. It's very aesthetic, right?
Mhm.
Like the brunches, like you're having like the brunches. Hey Renee, thank you for
Mhm.
coming in. I appreciate you. One crafty sister is in the house. But
Right.
like they should, like when I think about it, I think about like how you see like the Real Housewives or like Atlanta and stuff like that. Like they showing like people they always getting together. Like they doing like all this luxurious stuff. They always
Like
got
it's always glamorous.
it's always glamorous. It's always glamorous,
Mhm.
right? Like you said, how you see people having like the brunches and like the home decor, like everything is so like fashionable and stuff like that, and they having like
Mhm.
these spontaneous vacations. That's always been a thing for me. Like I would watch like these shows, and it's like like somebody in the group of all these like sisters or women or something be like, hey, let's go to Maui or something, or let's go, and everybody like, yay, let's do it. Everybody like so
Uh-huh.
excited, and I've been like, dang, is it that easy? Like at the drop of a dime, like somebody suggests traveling somewhere and everybody be like, oh yeah, I'm in, count me in. I'll be like, okay, like,
I
but
mean, when
but
you got the money like that.
they got the money like that. They got the means. They got the
Mhm.
time. It's like, wow, man, like they make it look so easy. Like it's
Right.
no effort. Like that's what life should be. Like you should be able to just drop everything
Mhm.
and just be like, take that spontaneous trip or vacation and stuff. And like, always treating yourself. Like they be throwing like these spa days and stuff. Like, oh girl, I rented out a spa for us to go and have a spa day.
Mhm.
Wow, like all that stuff does look glamorous, right?
Right.
All that stuff does look glamorous, right? And then, he said that's when the drama starts,
Mhm.
right?
Cause ain't got nothing else to do.
You ain't got nothing else to do, right? Yeah, like it's always like the same core group or something. Then somebody don't like each other. It was crazy. Like then this one
Mhm.
invited and that one ain't invited. Oh my god, it'd be a hot mess. Yup.
Yeah.
But they
But
say
that's the
like
thing. It's like the soft life. It looked like it's just all ease and like no effort, you know.
all ease and no
But yeah, but
effort.
like you said, it's like a whole nother truth behind all of that.
It's a whole nother truth, right? That's why I said it's like the hard truth, like that nobody tells you about, right? It's like
Mhm.
the media has that image, like it's like those images like can be inspiring, right? Like too many cooks.
Mhm.
They said they can be inspiring, like oh man, like goals. Like I would love to just drop everything and go on a trip or wherever, or do a girls trip, random girls trip or something like that. But it's
Mhm.
like, but those are like are pretty much like incomplete goals and dreams, right? Like
Mhm.
it makes it looks glamour, but it's really not. And a
Mhm.
lot of times people don't tell you like what they had to do to get to that point or stuff like that. Like so they don't like really show like the intentional decisions, or like the emotional labor, or like, setting on boundaries behind the scenes. Like people don't really show that. They just want you to see the facade and they just want you to see all the glamour and the glitz, but don't want to really
Mhm.
show you like what they had to do to get to that point, you know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said like the social media version, right, can create pressure. Right, in a lot
Mhm.
of cases, it can made for TV. Exactly.
Right.
Create pressure to like perform like that ease, or like the impossible standards of what relaxation is and stuff. And
Mhm.
that's why I always say like the media could be like very, very, very impressionable.
Right.
To be very, very impressionable. And like when you're looking at that on from the outside and you're thinking like, okay, this is what I need to achieve, or this is what I need to attain, and not
Mhm.
like, okay, sometimes people had to really climb to get to that point, you know?
Yeah. I hope that people understand that about celebrities and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I know that, but even like it's just a lot of like regular folks, you know what I mean? Like we all do the same thing, you know what I mean, too, as far as like stuff that we, things like, like stuff post online and stuff, because I mean, I know like even like for me, you know what I mean, like Janae, Goddess Life, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because for me, it's all about, you know, um, wanting like that goddess life, you know what I mean, like that soft life, saying that
Uh-huh.
stress free, I
Yes.
mean, like life, you know what I'm saying? That is what I aim for, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Uh-huh.
But like I said, so that's why like I was feeling this time, like, because it's like you said, like that hard truth, be like the sacrifices, it takes
Yes.
a lot sometimes to intentionally,
Yes.
try to be happy.
Yeah.
The sacrifices that you have to make to work on your self-care. Um,
Absolutely.
the even like sometimes it's like you sacrifice relationships, you know what I'm
A-
saying, for the peace
Absolutely.
of mind, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's like, the way that you have to give up perfectionism, you know what I'm saying? Understand like, okay, I'm okay with the imperfection, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
What I mean, for, like, because how my whole focus be peace of mind, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
so some people might look at that as like some kind of soft life something, what I mean? But, like I says, but it'd be a lot of other things that you have to go through, what I mean, to try to experience that.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Yes, that part,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So like
Mhm.
it's a big difference of like what like you see like on social media and what actually like goes like behind the scenes, like trying to create that personal life, right? It's like the soft life is like deeply personal. It's very personal.
Mhm.
It's like less about like the material like abundances, right? And more about prioritizing like your inner wellness and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
Like refusing to be defined by the grind culture, like finding
Mhm.
ways to move through life with grace and
Yeah.
everything, right? Like no matter what your circumstances is, right? So like,
Mhm.
like it can even
And it's
include like
hard to do that. It's
it
hard
is
to do that. You know what I
it is
mean? It's still trying to find peace and the madness.
exactly. Yep. Because you really want to include like that pleasure like in that rest. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Right. But like when you're trying to create that soft light, it does come with them tough choices. Like you were just
Right.
like sacrifice is like saying no when it's
Yes,
not
you gotta have
necessary. Right?
boundaries.
Don't you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even sometimes like you gotta sit in like discomfort, right? And
Mhm.
just like think about your life, right? Like what truly matters to you, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, nobody should be making a fake in it. Exactly, Renee. I know, right? But like when you want to create that like drama free, stress free life and stuff like that, it comes with a lot of tough choices. You
Mhm.
gotta pick and choose like what you want to be surrounded around, like what you want to include in your life, what you don't want to include in your life and stuff. And
Yeah.
sometimes you have to say no to a lot of
Mhm.
stuff, you know because you want to think about like what matters to you, what truly matters to you in your life, right?
Right.
And then so like it's a lot of like myths involving like the soft life.
Mhm. For
a lot
sure.
of a lot of myths involving the soft life, right? Like
Mhm.
there's a lot of like misconceptions of like what the soft life actually is, right?
Mhm.
So like the number one myth regarding like the soft life is that it's only for the privilege.
Hmm. Mhm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's like
Mhm.
one myth that the soft life is only for the privilege. Like they create like that narrative that you need like wealth and status or like luxurious experiences, to live softly, right?
Mhm.
Um, and it's like it erases like that intentional ease without financial abundance.
Mhm.
But like that's a myth that you have to be privileged to be able to create that soft life, right? So like for me, like the true softness is like a mindset, right?
Mhm.
And your priorities, like not your bank account.
Word up.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Oh, so it's like redefining what it means to be, like rich or wealthy or successful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Right? Because like you say, like people make it look like, yep, you have to pick and choose for my help. Exactly.
Mhm.
Right? Like you can have like that soft, peaceful life, and it ain't got nothing to do with your bank account, how much money you got in the bank. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It looks different for everybody. So we're gonna kind of like talk about that, right?
Mm.
Um, and it's like then you have also that myth about that the soft life means lazy.
Word. Yeah. Yeah,
This-
it's like one way people might think about it, like like is it like couch potato? That's
right,
yeah.
right, right. He says it is, it is, right?
Mhm.
They think like if you're not out here grinding and all you doing is just traveling, living your best life, going to the spa every week, or something like that. They consider, okay, you lazy, you don't want to work, you don't want to do nothing. But it's not necessarily
Mhm.
about that. It's about you taking time for you, practicing
Mhm.
like that's self care, right?
Mhm.
It's like
And when these things are important,
it is
though, you know what I'm
important
saying? It's
though.
important, know, to like prioritize self care and things, you know what I
Absolutely.
mean? Because it's like life in itself, like life be life, and you know what I'm
Life
saying?
be
Life is
life.
stressful, and you know, it's like, you know what I mean, just for like your own mental health and stuff, you know what I mean? It's like you want to prioritize, you
Absolutely.
know,
Absolutely.
self care things and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But like you said, you know, it's just be those sacrifices and stuff like behind it, you know, sometimes the things that you have to give up, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that you
Absolutely.
can, you know, yeah,
Hmm.
prioritize that.
Absolutely. 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 Yeah. So like that
Mhm.
myth that, the soft life is like being lazy is truly, truly a myth because like just by like choosing like rest and pleasure is like not the same as choosing idleness. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
rest, you should get rest, right? And
Mhm.
you should, be able to create that pleasure in your life, right? But that
Mhm.
don't mean that you're being idle because you do that, right?
Right. Right. It's like, you know, you making the smart choice, you
You're
know, to
making
and
a choice.
avoiding unnecessary struggle.
Okay, that part, right, right. Like yeah, so like that actually like requires like both having like the courage and the discipline, like to
Mhm.
prioritize the wellness, right?
Right.
Like in a society that glorifies busy, right? Don't take
Mhm.
time for yourself. You gotta be on the hustle, you gotta be on the grind, you gotta be doing this, you gotta be doing that, right? Like that's what this world kind of like puts out there. Like, if you ain't grinding and you ain't, hustling, then you ain't about like, you know what I mean?
Exactly. That does it to me all the time. Like, say if he called me up, like, "What you doing?" I'd be like, "Oh, I'm listening to music." And so I'm like, "Oh, listening to music. Oh, that's what rich people do." And I'll be like, "What?" I'll be, "Well, thank you." Like, claim it. You know what I'm saying?
Claim it,
You
right,
know.
right.
But I'd be like, you know what I mean? Like, why you know, because I say I'm just listening to music, or it's like, or don't let me be. It's like if I take time to take a bath. Oh, that's what rich people do. You know what I'm saying?
Child, mm,
Because it's like, you
child,
know, like some people believe like you supposed to be working, you know what I'm saying, you know, from 6 in the morning to 6 at night, you know.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, when I see
Right.
people just constantly on the go and they grind and they hustle, I'll be like, when did you take time for you? When
Right.
did you take time for you? Because that's when that mental and emotional stress comes in, that physical wear and tear comes in because you're not prioritizing. Like
Mhm.
it's one thing to be on your grind and hustle, but you have to find a common balance. Like balance it out. Be like, okay, I'm
Mhm.
gonna work hard right now, but I'm gonna
Mhm.
stop and I'm gonna do something for me. You know,
Yes.
prioritize, prioritizing, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, because like you said, the world glorifies busy, right?
Yeah,
Um,
hustle and bustle.
hustle and bustle, right? And it's
Mhm.
like, I could say like in the past, like I was caught up in that. I gotta keep working, I gotta keep hustling, I gotta keep doing that. But you know what it was actually doing to me? It was putting a lot of wear and tear on me. Like I was like physically
Right.
and emotionally drained because I wasn't taking
Mhm.
time for me. I was not
Yep.
taking time for me, right? And I
Mhm.
found myself stressed out, like totally stressed out to where like I crash and be like, oh my God, like I can't do this, I can't do this, right?
Yeah, it affects
And
your mind and your body.
it does. And I didn't think of like, you know what? You weren't balanced it out. You were so busy on your hustle and grind that you didn't take that time for you. And
Right.
and now your body is telling you that you need to pause and take a break and take time
Mhm.
for you. And because
Yeah.
the emotional mental meltdowns is real, like, oh my God, like, woo, like I don't know, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes. Uh-huh.
child,
Child, for
child,
real.
listen. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like that soft life is not an excuse to like avoid your responsibilities, right? But
Mhm.
it's a way of handling like them with intention and care.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I hear you, Halima.
Facts.
Mhm.
The greatest. It is. And it took me a long time to realize that my peace of mind is sacred.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Listen,
Imma say ever since a couple years ago, this woman told me, she was like, "Be at peace that nothing or no one can shatter." You know what I mean? And I felt like it started. It was like, yo, I was like, man, like I was like somebody that gets it, like peace of mind over everything. You know what I'm
Over,
saying? And it's
yeah.
like, you know, and it's a daily um like effort, you know what I'm saying, you know, to like intentionally try to be at peace, because there's, like I said, it's so much noise all the time. And, you know, so it's like just trying to find that balance, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean, to be a
Mm-hmm.
challenge, you know. Yeah, like I said, and it just, I mean, it just affects so many other things in life. You know what I mean? You know, with the things that I know, like just for me personally, you know, a lot of the things that I don't do, or like, oh, you're missing out on this, or you're missing out on that. You know what I mean? You know,
You
and you know
missing
how, you
out.
know, a lot of people go through like that fear of missing out. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And so I know, like, even like just getting over that, you know what I mean, and realizing how I can't be everywhere at once and stuff, you know what I mean? And you know, like I said, and just prioritizing you know, peace of mind and self-care and stuff
That
like,
part.
you know what I
That part.
mean? So it's like, I don't know, you know what I mean? You know, it's like it's like it don't even, like I don't even be thinking, like I don't be thinking like I have a soft life. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But ideally that's, it's like, you know, but it's like who wouldn't want that? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like who doesn't
Exactly.
want that? You
Exactly.
know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. 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 And it's funny, like, cause like I had to like pick and choose, right? Cause like prime example, like last weekend, right? We were going to do like I think I might have mentioned this that at work, you know, cause we had like a hardcore week of like summer institute, and so there's like okay to wind down the week, we're going to get together, you know, just do
Mhm.
like happy hour head drinks, you know, just mix and mingle for a while, right? And you know, and I had to make that choice because I was like, I already had my self care, my
Mhm.
my peace of mind time set to the side, right? So I
Right.
had that way. So it was like people were asking me, like, "Are you going? Are you going?" I was like, listen. As much as I would love to partake and mix and mingle with you guys, you know, just shoot the breeze, you know, during a happy hour, I was like, I'm taking time out for me. My
Mhm.
care is being prioritized. I
Yeah.
have my appointment to get pampered for my peace and my mental well-being and my health.
Uh-huh.
I was
Okay.
like, you know what I mean? So I was like, so in that moment, I didn't feel pressured to be like, you know, no, I want to hang with y'all, you know. I'm like, I will see y'all anyway. You know what I mean? So I was like, no,
Mhm.
it's all about me and my self-care and my
Yeah.
mental health and my
Yeah.
health and wellness. But I need this for me. Like it was a
Right.
stressful beat. You know, you guys are looking forward to doing happy hour and mixing and mingle. I'm like, for me, the way I want to unwind my week is to go get pampered, get on the
Yes.
machine, you know, get a nice pedicure, get a manicure, just unwind,
Mhm.
relax, you know, take care of me with something that I need, my needs, right?
Right.
You know, so just like you say, like you gotta like handle your soft life with intention and care, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's definitely a myth that you're being lazy because no, they ain't got nothing to do with being lazy. Ain't got nothing to do with being lazy.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? Right?
Mhm.
So, and then another myth about like the soft life is that it's effortless. What?
Mm. Right.
What?
Alright. I put a lot of effort into it.
Okay, okay, Hunty. Let's
Effort into this.
let-
Yeah. I work very hard at it.
listen,
For
listen.
real. Like what?
What?
Yes. Yes. It's
Child.
a lot of mental work and a lot of physical work. Yes.
Okay,
Like I said, a lot of boundary setting, a lot of discipline.
okay.
You know. Yes.
Child. I'm like, what?
Mhm.
Don't put no effort into child. Right.
Mhm.
So it's like, you know, like you said, the social media, like they rarely show, you know, like the work that's required to set
Mhm.
boundaries. You know, they work, right? Like
Mhm.
like how you work hard to like heal from like past traumas and stuff, right?
It's
And like
that part right
that part.
there. That be something serious. You know what I'm saying?
Woo!
Because like, that internal healing, that, you have to go through, that can be painful. Like it's like the healing be painful,
The healing be painful. The healing be painful.
Yes.
Child. Mm.
Yeah.
Woo! Like
Yeah.
this, healing is hard work. It definitely is.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
Especially when you went through those traumas that you don't think you could ever bounce back or recover from.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like that myth of saying that it's effortless is a lie. That's not true. Like
Mhm.
you really have to be intentional, right? And it's like, and you're creating like those sustainable routines that you need in your life
Mhm.
for your mental health, for your wellness and stuff.
Right.
And it's like I can honestly say, like, trying to create that balance of like peace, like especially like in my mind, like stop letting like traumas like define me. Stop living in my head rent free, living in
Mhm.
my heart rent free. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
just like being able to like let it go. It's
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah, and just saying, you know what, that was a part of my life that was a testimony that I can say
Mhm.
I got through.
Mhm.
I came out on top.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
you know. So it's like, for me, like the soft life is, restoring my peace
Mhm.
or getting the peace back that I deserve.
Yeah.
It was at one point in my life when I didn't have that peace.
Right.
I didn't
Yeah.
have that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
So
wonder, like, with the audience watching, like, what was some of the things that they thought, was part of a soft life, what I
mm,
mean? But then, like, reality hit differently,
right. Yes.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, it's like it'd be like, like you say, what we think and what we see and what we hope to experience. But then, it's like reality be something different,
Got to be something different.
you know.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. So
Mhm.
pretty much like the truth is like when you live in softly, it means like that you have to make like them difficult choices, right? And sometimes
Mhm.
you gotta make those difficult choices every day, right? Just
Right.
to protect your peace, right? And invest in your own well being,
Mhm.
you know. And I can see like how that can be a struggle for a lot of people just choosing to daily invest, because sometimes like situations or circumstances can really mess with you. You know what I mean? You
Mhm.
have to make the choice. Am I going to let that define my day or define my week or my month or my whole life in general? Or am I going to
Mhm.
make intentional choices to prioritize?
Exactly. Even just like with healthy eating.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? You know how like, like you have, or like, making sure that you drinking, a certain amount of water each day and stuff.
right.
You know what I mean? Making sure that you taking your vitamins and stuff, being on a schedule and what I mean, having routines and
Yes,
what I'm
yes.
saying, these different things and stuff. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like it's work. It's like
It's
not doing
work.
those things would be laziness.
Yes,
What I'm
yes,
saying?
yes, yes,
You
yes,
know,
yes.
but it's like,
Mhm.
once you know certain things and you understand certain things and you're trying to heal from certain things, what I mean? It's like healing is hard work. It takes
It's
work.
very hard. It's
You know
very
what I'm
hard. It's
saying?
very hard.
Yeah, meal planning and what I mean, different stuff like that. What I mean, I don't know, how like sometimes like, people talk about like my skin or that I look young or that I'm still thin or
Uh-huh.
different stuff like that. What I mean? I'll be like, I put effort into all of this.
Okay.
What I'm saying? I put effort into it. It's avoiding a lot of things. Sometimes or if I'm going out, like with family and friends and stuff, and what I mean, trying to find things that I can eat and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I say, just making sure, that I'm doing the things that I need to do, for myself.
Right.
It's a lot of, restrictions and boundaries and discipline and,
Yeah,
you know.
it definitely is. It definitely is.
Yeah.
Definitely is.
Yeah.
uh, like when you like establishing that routine, like you said, and just
Mhm.
prioritizing, like
Mhm.
what does it, what really matters to you, you know
Right.
you know what I'm saying, you
Mhm.
know and it becomes like they balancing act, like especially like I could speak for me, it's like trying to say like what are my non-negotiables like in my life, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
What has to stay consistent. You
Yeah.
know, what am I willing to compromise on type of thing.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
and like you talk about, like especially when it comes to your like your well being, like it's like for me, like my non-negotiable, like I have to make sure I take my vitamins every day, right? I remember at one
Mhm.
point I was like really strict about my water intake. Like I had to do these ounces every single day.
I
I feel
remember.
Remember, I was real strict with that, but I feel like
Mhm.
I compromised a lot on my my water intake. I definitely compromised a lot. Like, okay, as long as I get in a certain amount of water, I'm not going to be strict to be strict. So I got to get a certain amount every day. So
Mhm.
I definitely compromised a lot on that, but I have not
Mhm.
compromised on making sure I take my vitamins and things just like for my inner health,
Mhm.
being, right? you
Yeah.
know like you said, like it's like all about like you know being intentional, right? In
Yeah.
that, right?
Mhm.
Whew. now
Yep. Yep. Mhm.
now they talk is another myth, okay, regarding the soft
Okay.
life. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like
Right.
people look at the soft life as different ways. They have different thoughts about what the soft life is, right?
Mhm.
um and one myth about the soft life is that it looks the same for everybody.
Hmm. Does it?
Some people think it looks that the soft life should look the same for everybody.
Hmm.
That's not true though.
I don't think so at all.
But you'd be surprised when people think, okay, that's the soft life. Everybody, that's how everybody view the soft life. Like everybody wants to be glitz and glamour. It's like everybody that's in the soft life is pretty much doing the same things. They rocking the same way. They moving the same.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Or it's like, like what I feel like people like when they um what's that? Like, you hear somebody say, "Oh, everything ain't, unicorns and rainbows." And I'll be like, "What's that supposed to mean?" You
Right,
know what I'm
right,
saying? You know what I mean?
right,
Like, like they see that, you know what I mean? Or I hear sometimes somebody might say like, "Oh, you live in a fantasy world."
right.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Type of thing like that. You know what I mean? And so for me, like that's way different than like the luxury life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That you see, like a lot of celebrities or, or like you was talking about the housewives and stuff of you know what I mean, the things that they're experiencing, you know what I mean? Like that's like this luxury life. You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
I've been seeing that different or like the glamorous life. I've been seeing that
Uh-huh.
different from like a soft life.
Yep.
Um, but I don't know. I mean, I guess it's, different definitions of a soft life. You know what I mean? But you said like, you just said that one of the myths is that everybody's soft life, looks the same
Right.
and kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the soft life, I guess, because, somebody might define it or look at it as like you sitting around with your feet up all day.
That part.
Yeah.
That part. Sitting on the couch with your feet up, eating bonbons, watching
Yeah.
your favorite soap opera, or you at the spa getting a massage and
Hmm.
getting your facials, his hair done every
Yeah, four
week,
times
or
a week.
4 times a week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Child.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because for me, it's like when I think of like the soft life,
Yes.
it's like what I mean, the opposite of hard life knocks type lifestyle. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right.
I guess it is like living. What I mean, it's like that stress free. What I'm saying, type of life that I aim for.
Right.
Not
Right.
necessarily like a glamorous life or a luxurious life or any of that stuff. You know what I mean? But me defining life on my own terms, you
Absolutely.
know, um,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying, like I said, intentionally peaceful life.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, because like no two journeys are the same.
Right.
No two journeys are the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like softness, no softness. Soft life is identical, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like your version, like you said, your version of soft life. Hello, hello. Thank you for
Mm-hmm.
coming in, Grateful Heart.
Yeah.
Like you said, like your version may include like long walks in nature.
Which I love.
But I know,
Mm-hmm.
right, right, right.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody else's journey might involve like doing therapy or
Mm-hmm.
painting, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
like doing like a morning ritual or something in solitude, right?
Yes,
You
which I
know,
also love.
you know, right,
Yeah. But somebody else's might be on a yacht,
right,
somewhere in
right.
Malibu.
Exactly, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, so the soft life looks different for everybody. So the myth that is universal that everybody do the soft life the same. No, it's not. Because
Mm-hmm.
what you might enjoy, what it might, make you feel good, give you your inner peace might look different from me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Said, like I know you like to be in nature. You love nature, right? You love like to take those walks and stuff. And for me, it could be just shutting out the world, going in my closet room, having a moment of quiet, or
Mm-hmm.
going and soaking in my tub. Just me, just
Mm-hmm.
close the door, sit, enjoy the bubble bath, sit in silence, or have my candles going.
Mm-hmm.
That's my moments of peace. you know that's me saying, you know what, it was a rough week, or I just need this for my mental health.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying? Right. So the like the soft life is pretty much like about being authentic to who you are, right?
Word up.
um and not like imitating somebody else's life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because
Yep. And oh yeah, because I was gonna say, even like with all those things, it's like those things still require structure.
they really do. They really do.
Mm-hmm.
Really do. They really do. Yeah, like that. I never got how people say, "Oh, well, they living high. They got this. They got that going on," and try to imitate that. You can't. You
Mm-hmm.
can't. You know what I'm saying? Like people try it, and that's for me. When I think about that, it's a lot. It goes with that. Like then that's when like you get the jealousy comes in, and the envious. Because people have envy of your life, or,
Mm-hmm.
or or they think that everything came easy to you because they don't see how you might have had to work hard or struggle to get to where you are.
Mm-hmm.
All they see is the end result, and they see what you portray, what you put out there. You know,
Right.
so I can really appreciate someone that um like puts out their soft life, but they tell you how they got there.
Mm.
They tell you about the work they had to put into to create that soft life. You
I
know what I'm
hear
saying?
that.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
can,
it takes preparation.
it definitely does. It definitely does. It definitely does.
Yeah.
Right. And and like sometimes like the soft life can create me for people like just like unplugging, right? Unplugging.
Mm.
And like, that's another big one too. Like you had this long day and you sitting at your phone, you're scrolling and you're on social media, and you got to check those last emails or what? Unplug.
Mm-hmm.
Unplug. You know, like set them work hours. Like me, like I'll be like my hours are 9 to 5. Like like certain things,
Mm-hmm.
like I will let like no, outside of my peace hours, no, 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 no. Being real touchy. Uh oh,
Yeah.
it's good.
My phone.
Okay.
Man.
Oh, so like it's like now you want to talk about like the work behind the ease. Like we were just kind of talking about a little bit like behind the ease, like the work that you got to put in for that peace
Mm-hmm.
of mind and that ease that you need in your life, right? Right.
Yeah.
So we can like really agree that like the soft life like requires hard intentional work, right? Like we were
Mm-hmm.
saying, intentional work, right?
Yeah.
Like you want to like unlearn like the deeply ingrained beliefs that people put in your head about what productivity looks like, what
Word.
productivity looks like, right? You know, and challenge that like you must always be on go. You know what I mean? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like people really put that in your head, like, oh, if you ain't grinding, then you ain't living. What?
Mm, yeah.
That you got to be on and go all the time?
Yeah. I mean, but it's like that's what works for them, you know? Like, I mean, maybe for them, I mean, but it's like I don't know, like sometimes some people don't want to be soft.
Child.
Some people
And
don't want to be soft,
that's true. That's true.
you know.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially men.
I know.
Cause like I don't know, I was just thinking about my dad. Cause my dad, he'd be like, like he talk about other men, and he'd be like, oh, he better not be one of those soft dudes, type stuff.
That's
Afraid of
so
hard
funny.
work type guy.
Funny to me. That's so funny to me because like
Mhm.
that's really true. Like guys really be like saying that about other guys. Like I've seen guys that prioritize like their mental health and well being. Like maybe look different for another guy. Like for
Yeah.
instance, like you know how you might see a guy go into the nail salon to get his manicure or get his
Yeah.
pedicure, right? But for a different another man looking at me like, Dad, look at me soft. He's soft going to get his nails and feet.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
it's like he's taking time to prioritize the
Yeah,
soft.
it's like go get a massage. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, okay,
Mhm.
okay. Right. It's like stop like with that stigma that going to the spa and nail salon is only for women because that's not true. And
Right.
you have those men that prioritize their mental health and their well being, and
Mhm.
their self care, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
For real.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah.
Right. So like when you're creating like that ease and that work that comes along, like that behind the scenes work, is like it starts like one with the boundary setting. Like we were talking about like setting on boundaries, right? It's like
Mhm.
you want to set and you want to maintain like them healthy boundaries, right?
Right.
Right. Like, and for some, I think some people generally just may not know because they use the health and concern. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Exactly. And that's so true. So true. I love that. I love that. Yeah. Some people don't know what it's like to prioritize themselves, and
Wow.
I can honestly say that I struggle with that a lot in the past. Like it was all about pleasing everybody else, make sure everybody else was good. You know, everybody else had a good day, or they got what they needed. And never taking time out for me. And what comes along with that is that like you said, that burnout. That
Right.
burnout. It's like okay, I done poured so much into you and everybody else that I'm burnt out. I'm stressed, and I'm having
Mhm.
that. You know what I'm saying? I'm having like that emotional like distress or roller coaster, like, oh my God, like when am I gonna do something for me? I didn't do this, you know what I mean? Like I had to break myself out of that. I had to break myself out of that. So I love that. Like, like people may not know, they always used to helping,
Right.
but that's what um involves like setting them healthy boundaries, like maintaining them. It's like okay, I can be there for you, but I gotta be there for me too.
Exactly. It's like, we have to learn how to fill our own cup.
Exactly,
Mhm.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly,
we know how many
exactly.
times we talked about that, filling your cup, because we be instead of filling our own cup, we trying to help everybody else fill their cup. Like you said,
Absolutely.
meanwhile, sometimes they cup got a crack in it. You know what I'm saying? And you
And it's
steady
steady,
trying
and
to
listen,
help and help and help.
Right, right,
and the
right.
water leaking out.
Exactly. It's like you study pouring and
Yeah.
pouring to them, be like, well, what's going on? They not full.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, listen,
Yeah.
listen,
So, and
listen.
it's like, and it's not selfish. It's not
It's not.
selfish
It's
to
not.
prioritize yourself,
It's
to
not.
prioritize your mental health, your physical health. You know what I mean? And because I know, especially like with being a mom, and I know mothers tend to go through this. I'm
Mm.
saying more than any. More than men do.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Um, I'm saying just for having the babies and stuff, but just many times feeling like, guilty when I would go to buy myself something as if I was taking food out of my children's mouth, and stuff. And you know what I mean? And it was like times of being around, like my godmom and be like, Janae, like it's okay to do something for yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And,
Right.
and just learning how to, prioritize myself more and more.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and now that they grown, I
Facts.
mean, now that
Facts. Facts. It's funny. One crafty sister just said, like, we have to learn to step away from these adult children. That part. That part.
exactly,
That part.
exactly. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. How
Mm-hmm.
about that?
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. You'd be
Yeah,
surprised that how many parents still let their grown children control their lives. It's like, listen,
yeah.
I got grown kids, okay, but they do not control my life. I'll be here if you need me, but I'm going to live my life. Be clear on that. I
Yes,
raised you. I got you to where
yes.
you need to be. Now is my time.
Exactly, exactly. You can't constantly just be giving your whole life, like over to other people. Like you have to prioritize yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely,
You
right.
have to prioritize.
Have to prioritize, right? And like
Mhm.
sometimes to this, what this might look like is like you might decline like extra responsibilities, like for those that like work, decline extra responsibilities. That's me. Like I'm like I work hard enough. Like I'm not doing after school program. I'm like my life is already busy, heavy, and hectic enough. Like it's like
Mhm.
I need my time. Like and I always be like people be like on go, be like oh every time they're like oh you got a chance to volunteer for their chance. I'll be like when do you take time for you? I'm like it's so
Mhm.
want to help out, but when are you prioritizing you? Like you already
Right.
had a hard, long day, right? I don't have time for all that extra after school activities, boys and girls club, all that stuff. I'm like, okay, that's fine and well if you can do that. But are
Mhm.
you really making time for you? Like, child,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I fit in, I help where I can, but I'm not putting
Mhm.
that extra strain on my shoulders, right?
Yeah, not if it's a strain,
Now if it's a
what I mean,
strain,
for
if
sure.
it's straining me,
Yeah.
right? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
if it's gonna pull
Right.
too much away from me, and I'm
Mhm.
already probably mentally taxed already or emotionally taxed
Right.
already, and I'm putting that
Yeah.
extra strain, child. Mm-mm,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
Because sometimes that stuff, it feels rewarding, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm planning on doing like a after school program. You know what I mean? Joining, doing some stuff like that this year for the first time in a long time.
And I
I'm
love that for
excited.
you. It's like, but the difference between you and I, you
Yeah.
have that free day. You have that
Yes.
luxury to do whatever you need to do for you. Unlike myself,
Mhm.
I'm in the grind working hard all day. So after
Yes.
work hours, it's like
Totally different.
it's
Yes.
totally different for me.
Yes.
It's like that's why I think about the times like, especially when we have like back to school nights, which require me to work till like 6:30 or 7 at night, right?
Mhm.
After being to
That's a
work,
long day for
I'm like
you.
7:45 a day, and I'm not getting off till like 7 at night. That's a long day for me. Like
Yeah.
parent teacher conference, that's a long day. That's a part of
Mhm.
my requirement. But would I want to do that every single month, every single week? No.
No.
So
Yeah.
like for us, we only do that every quarter, but I couldn't imagine working a 12-hour straight day like that every day.
For real. Yeah.
Child.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, but I love that for you because you do have you have time to do all the pampering and the loving on you and self care. You want all day long. So you want to do that extracurricular stuff for after school? Love that for you. Love that for you.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And also it's like when you're like setting on boundaries, that could be like limiting your exposure to toxic relationships.
That is so
Mic
important.
drop.
And what I mean, yeah, because I think I was saying something about that earlier. What I mean, it's like with like some of the sacrifices that go into
Yes.
having peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the people
Absolutely.
that you might have to let go of, situations that you have to separate yourself from. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, listen. You
Well,
know,
yeah,
I'm like, mhm.
exactly. And sometimes that be hard. And sometimes it's like the way that we might stay in things or stay around people because it's like, you don't want people being, saying things like, oh, um, what was that? Somebody has said it recently, like, oh, like, oh, don't forget where you came
Don't
from.
forget where
You
you
know what I
came.
mean? Type of
Ah,
thing. You know what I mean? Like that don't mean that you gotta stay around toxic
you
individuals
do
though.
not. You do
You know
not.
what I'm
You do
saying?
not.
I mean, it's like, but yeah, I mean, like you say, sometimes it's like, relationships and all kind of things like that suffer, yeah, so that, what I mean, but it's like you sometimes you have to do that. I think that is very important, to like say, to focus on your peace of mind.
Absolutely.
And sometimes
Absolutely.
that might be, separating from people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you already know I got rid of a lot of toxicity in my life,
Yeah.
child,
I
and
mean, people
started
be on
carving
some
out
like, oh, I'm
boundaries.
a ride or die, or, worried about loyalty and all that stuff and everything. Scratch
Uh-uh.
all that. Like,
Nope,
no.
nope, nope. Because
Mhm.
I know I'm a ride or die. I know I'm a loyal person, but for me, it had to be a two-way street. It's enough for one.
Exactly.
It's enough for that one-sidedness for me.
Right.
Like it
Right.
took me a long time to get to that point. That this is one-sided. I'm your ride or
Mhm.
die. You know, I'm loyal, but where's your loyalty at?
Mhm.
You know, you riding or
Yeah.
dying for me? No. So,
Right.
nope. So
Yeah.
yeah, I had to
Yeah.
learn. I had to learn. You can't be
Yeah.
everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yep.
yeah, sometimes it's like yeah, we'll put ourselves in some toxic situations, or not like put ourselves in, but I mean, it end up in
Up
toxic
in.
situations and stuff, and then don't know how to get out of it. You know what I
Yep.
mean, or be afraid to leave it and stuff.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Gotta learn how to let these things go.
Gotta learn how to let it go. Gotta learn how to let it go.
Yeah.
Like you said, sometimes it can be hard. It's not sometimes it can be hard, right? Making them
Mhm.
tough decisions to prioritize you,
Yeah. And
over that
sometimes it's a
situation.
job. Sometimes it's a job. Sometimes it's family,
Yep.
but it's like whatever it is, what I mean? It's like, yeah, you gotta, I don't know, it's like, cause and when you get older, you don't want to be thinking about like the things that woulda, shoulda, coulda done and
Absolutely.
stuff,
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? To live a happier life.
Absolutely.
So it's
Absolutely.
like do those things now. Now is the time.
Now is
Now
the
is the
time.
time to live happy, not
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think about, I was like, it took me to get in my mature age to really
Mhm.
like think about these things, think about the big picture, right? Like we always talk about it, like there's so many different episodes about like people pleasing and putting others before you. Like it's okay, like you
Yeah,
be there, but you still have to think about you. Nobody's gonna love you more than you love yourself,
that's
right?
right.
And you
Yeah.
and you and you show and you teach people how to treat you by the way you treat yourself.
Mhm.
I had to learn that. I had to learn that, like pouring so much and treating everybody better than I treated me, like always made me miss out. Like, oh,
Right.
I ain't gotta put so much in you because you putting it all in me. No, knowing so
Mm.
well that I wanted some of that poured into me, but I didn't was displaying that or showing that that's what I wanted and needed. You know,
Right.
and people is not going to go up a lot. I'm not going to say everybody, but sometimes people are not going to go above and beyond or pour a lot into you. If they feel like that's not what you're portraying that you need or you want in your life. You know,
Yeah.
we are more. I'm still learning different aspects of myself. That's a burning soul is creating. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and then sometimes it takes time. Like I said, it took me a while to really get to that and have that fine balance, right? And like really like
Mm-hmm.
carve time out for myself. And that's why I always like talk to your brother-in-law. I'd be like, sometimes I just need that like that peace in the quiet. Like when he's having his quiet time, I do not bother or interfere. I know you
Mm-hmm.
for what you need, whether that mean you want to go play with your instruments or whatever you're doing. But it's like I need that carving out time for me too. For me, that might be sitting quiet in my office or something. They might be
Mm-hmm.
working on the video. They might be editing, but that's my quiet time. I'm carving the time out for me.
Yes.
So that's when you had to like really set them boundaries. Like, okay, like this is my time. I just need you to respect like my time. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And it says like even when other people don't understand it.
Right, right. And
So
that's the
some
thing. It's like I don't even like yeah, I don't even think about or worry about people understanding me anymore. Yeah. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, especially like, like how much I'm loving music right now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I don't know,
Yeah.
it's like it's just something that is on me and over me more like a calling, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like I be feeling like bass found me, you know what I'm saying? And it's like I
Yeah.
just wanna it's like I'm just down the rabbit hole, you know what I'm saying, where I'm trying to
Yeah.
learn music and all kind of stuff, you know what I mean? It's like, me sort of practice, making sure I'm not overwhelming myself with that because there's so many different things to learn and I'll be looking
Mm.
up so much stuff and I'm always studying and researching and so it's like, even like the way that I try to organize my practice routine and stuff, you
Mm.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, I mean, I don't know. That's why it's like, so like you say, a lot of things that may look easy once is, just as far as what you show, but it's
Right.
so much that's going on behind the scenes with
Yes.
people, you
Yes.
know.
Yep.
And
Yep. Yep.
so,
Yep. Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
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 So and it's like, I mean, just developing that for your own self, you know what I'm saying? And, not following what anybody else, is doing. Cause like you said, it's different for everyone. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But yeah, just
Absolutely.
like figuring out finding your own peace, your own joy, you know what I
Yep.
mean? Your own
Yep. Yep.
satisfaction.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So like pretty much just that whole statement covered it all. It's like honoring your own needs and protecting your peace, right?
Mhm.
Hmm. Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
Abs- Yep, yep. And a lot of it, like when you're putting in the work, for that creating that ease for your life is about like sometimes like the self reflection, right? and
Mhm.
like and like the healing part, like it's like you want to create that soft life, like you have to be clear about what matters. We're talking about like being clear about what matters to you, right?
Mhm.
Like and like asking yourself like these tough questions, right? Like
Yeah.
what brings me like genuine joy, right?
Mhm. Right.
Right.
Mhm.
What is actually draining my energy? What drains my energy, you know right?
Yes.
Right. And it's like
Mhm.
where have I been?
What
Like,
or who? What
right.
or who? Yeah.
Like what drains my energy, right?
Yes.
Um, and like where have you been like performing like for others at the expense of your own self healing or your own well being? Like where have you been spending it, right? That is
Right.
compromising your own well being, right?
Yeah.
And
How
it's
you
like
spending your energy.
how you spending your energy, right? And sometimes like when you're doing like this self-reflecting or you're trying to heal for something, like sometimes you might like need to like seek therapy to help you channel into that, like what's
For
actually
sure.
going on, right.
Mhm.
Or like journaling and writing down. Like for me, I like to write things down. Like if it's something going on that's like bothering me or it's unsettling, I'll write down my thoughts down on paper,
Mhm.
try to figure it out and sort through, right?
Right.
And that
Yeah, like
seems
I like to
you know
meditate. Like for me, like with someone, I'd be like, all right, I'm about to go meditate on that.
and meditating. Yup,
You know what I'm saying?
meditating.
It'd be like, all right, I'm about to go and sit with this for a second and just
Yes,
like,
yes, yes. That's
yeah.
another way. Meditating. Yep. I was just about
Mhm.
to touch on that. Like sometimes you need to meditate, like especially when it comes to like healing from like past wounds and like trauma and stuff like that. Meditating on it.
Yeah. And don't be
Yep.
afraid to reach out for help. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because sometimes it's like because there's a lot of layers, you know what I'm
It is
saying,
a lot of layers. It is
to
a
us.
lot of layers.
And yeah,
It is a
sometimes
lot
you
of layers.
need help with, unpacking all that stuff or peeling back those layers and
Mhm,
you
mhm.
know,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Yep. Welcome in, Groundbreaker. Thank you for being here for our sister talk. So, for those that just joined in, we are talking about the soft life and the hard truths, what no one tells you about, right? Yeah, reinventing yourself and walking, and you're like, absolutely, 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 right? And then we were talking about being intentional, right? Like about
Mhm.
intentional living, right? So, like, soft is not passive,
Mhm.
not being passive, right?
Mhm.
It's like you're making like active choices that work for you,
Right.
right? Right. It's like you're like being real intentional, like you're designing your days intentionally, right? Like you choosing how you want to spend your time, who you want to share your energy with, what you allow into your space.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like you said, like this can be like you said, creating like a morning ritual for yourself,
Right.
right? Or like the real big one is like switching like a career.
Say that again.
Like switching a career, like real bold choice.
Within a career,
Like
yeah.
you've been in this stuck in this career that's making you unhappy, it's draining your energy, and you're miserable, and then you like, you know what, I'm just gonna switch.
Mhm.
Do something totally different with my life, put my energy somewhere else. Like that's a bold move.
Mhm. That
Right.
is.
Right.
But you know what? It's like I'm all about the bold moves. It's
The
like do
bold
it, make it happen. You know what I mean? Because it's like, what are you waiting for?
what are you waiting for? What are
You
you
know what I'm
waiting
saying?
for?
The time is now.
Right, 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 right.
Mhm.
And I think a lot too, like when you're like being intentional about stuff, I think this probably one people probably really struggle with. You know how when you grow up with like those family traditions and stuff, you know,
Mhm.
um, and you decide I don't want to do that this year. I don't want to be a part of it, right? Like
Mhm.
that's bold. That's like really evaluating. Like, do I want to do that? You know, and you know me, I'm all about traditions.
Mhm.
You know, I'm all about traditions. You know, um, but I don't think I personally ever been in that situation where I said I don't want to do that tradition this year.
Mhm.
You know, because
Yeah.
those to me are traditions that bring me joy, right?
Right.
You know, and I had to think about it like, you know, just like your nephew, like the first year when he was like, you know what, I don't want to be a part of. Hey, Sheena, thank you for coming in. When
Yeah.
he was like, I'm not going to come over for Christmas this year. I'm like, what? Like, what?
Mhm.
What? Like that felt that was a dagger to my heart. Like, what?
Yes.
We always spend Christmas and holidays together. Like, oh my God, that I think that one stung a little bit. That was
Yeah.
a bit, right? He's like, I'm not celebrating this year. I'm like, what? What? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like that was him like evaluating like whether he want to stick with the family traditions. Like he decided to just start staying home on
Mm.
Christmas. I'm like, oh my God, like when you know want to spend time with family, like that's always our thing because
Uh-huh.
you know we got the hustle and the bustle, and life is always life here. We don't get to see each other all the time. It's like
Mhm.
I always look forward to the holidays because that's that one time like nobody got work, nobody got to do nothing.
Mhm.
That one time that we can get together as a family. You
Hey, but for
know,
him, maybe it felt like more hustle and bustle.
yeah, it's like I love to get together on Christmas. I love to get together on Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? Because it's all about
Yeah.
bringing the family together. You know, because we don't
Yeah.
see each other all the time every day. We don't talk every day. We don't see each other
Right.
every month. And it's like those two times, or I feel like everybody should set that time aside for family.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Uh-huh.
That's just me. That me.
He was
I'm
like,
like, this
"Look,
was,
that's his rest day. That's his day off. That's his
listen,
rest day." He like, "I'm not leaving the house. I'm
you
just
know,
gonna
I was like, oh my God.
sleep till 2 p.m."
Child, oh man, like yeah, that was
Yeah.
such a little bit. I was like, if you ain't gonna give me Christmas, at least give me Thanksgiving. Like, come
Right. Give me
on,
one of them.
give me one of them. I was like, God, you tried to break it my heart here. You know, Child, it's like, man, this it's tough when you got them grown kids with them own their own thoughts and personalities. Like I can respect
Yeah.
it, but jeez, man, it be sometimes we want to pull the parent card. Be like, listen, listen,
Yes.
yeah,
Listen, listen, listen.
listen, right, right. And then it says, like when you're creating that work, behind that ease, right, is like resilience, like being resilient about it, right? And
Word.
adapting, right? Because life is always presenting challenges. Like I always say, life is always lifing. Life is
Mm-hmm.
life, right? Um, but it's like when you're trying to create that soft life and you want to live softly, it's like it's not about like avoiding like the hardships and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like being able to respond to like the adversity without letting it like harden you, you know
Yes.
these things are happening, but it's not hardening your heart, and you know that you're gonna have challenges in life. It's just all about like that balancing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and how we talk about like people like always on go, like don't let their heart be light or they're not trying to live, right?
Yeah.
Um, it's like practice like being like that self compassion, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
moments in your life where you're gonna fail, right? But it's like finding like them solutions to get over those obstacles and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you might have to seek out like support, like reach out to people, be like, hey, listen, I'm struggling with something, like I could really like I'll use some company or use some social interaction or something. Won't we get together for lunch or you know do something like
Yeah.
sometimes just some little simple things
Word.
create like that your moment of peace will give you that ease from like the stress and stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like reach out, tap, to your support systems. Reach out to your
Absolutely,
support
absolutely,
systems.
absolutely.
You
Reach out to
know.
them. Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. And I know, and I think for some time, like it gets hard for certain people when they just used to just figuring it out. Just you know, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and then things are gonna lighten up. But sometimes, like you said, you need that outside like love and just somebody to like say, you know what, I'm here to just take a little bit of the load off you or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Um,
Yeah,
and
and it don't have to be a big deal. Just
it
like,
don't.
because I think you just said it, what I mean, like you said, just linking up with somebody for lunch or
Yes,
something. You know what I
yes.
mean?
Yep,
Or
yep.
what I mean, if what I mean, like a cousin or something, or even like you know what I mean, how sometimes when you go to the nail salon, I might be like, all right, look, I'm gonna join you this week. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay.
It's like just
Yeah,
to get some, just to get some interaction, what I'm
that's
saying, with a positive person that's in your life, you
right.
know.
Absolutely. 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 Yep.
Mhm.
So it's like sometimes that involves like creating your own soft life plan.
Mm. I
you
want to
know,
hear more about this soft life plan.
the soft life plan, right?
Yeah.
So as we already been discussing, like the soft life is not one size fits all, right?
That's right.
It's like being intentional about crafting like your own values and your own needs and your own dreams, right?
Mhm.
Um, so you can just start building like that version of your soft life that you would like to create for yourself,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
You can start by like defining what softness actually means to you.
How about that? Mhm.
What softness actually mean to you, right? So like reflecting on your own like desires and your priorities, right?
Yeah.
Um, so you could start saying to yourself, like, well, what does peace look like in my daily life?
Mhm.
What does peace look like in my daily life, right?
Mhm.
Like which activities make me feel rested, joyful, or fulfilled?
Mhm.
Activities, right?
Mhm.
Um, and where in my life do I feel the most tension or resistance?
Mm. Mhm. Right,
Mm-hmm.
because that gets you thinking about the things that you gotta let go of.
Absolutely, absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. So you and when you're thinking about these questions, like it's like jot down your responses, right? And
Mhm.
start imagining like your life oriented towards those answers,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
So as you ask yourself those questions, right? Um, And then like my favorite is like identify your non-negotiables. Like I talked about my non-negotiables.
Identify your non-negotiables.
Identify your
Yeah.
non-negotiables, right? So
Mhm.
like list the boundaries you need to establish in order to protect your time, your energy, and your well-being.
Word.
Yep. Them boundaries that you need to establish, right? In order
Yes.
to protect your time, your energy, and your
Time,
well-being.
energy, and your
So put those
well-being.
boundaries in place, right?
Yes.
So like this can be like your self-care routines, right? Or like saying
Uh-huh.
no to certain obligations, you know. Like
Yes.
I always personally say like my self-care routine is non-negotiable.
Yeah, I
You
hear
know,
that.
that's
Yeah.
that's my self-care, you know?
Mhm.
You know? So and like when you're doing this and you're jotting down, you know, your non-negotiables and you're asking yourself these questions, right? You want to like make sure you're setting like realistic intentions, you know,
Mhm.
right? Instead of like having like a vague resolution or like choosing small, like sustainable actions that you know move towards your version of your softness. You know, so like example of that, right? Me like schedule one night a week, like for rest and creative play, like something creative. You know, like I'm
Mhm.
just going to rest this one night or whatever, or this night I'm going to do something creative. Like I might want to paint, or I might want to draw, or I want to do something like that, right? Set like
Mhm.
for that, right?
Right.
Or like commit to like daily gratitude. I
Mhm.
started doing that, like what I'm grateful for, or like mindfulness, like I said, every day I'm like, Lord, I thank you, like for for peace, I feel blessed and highly favored, I
Mhm.
thank you for letting me get through that day, you know,
I
um,
love that. Yeah, like, cause I try to do that often, especially like, when I feel bothered by things or something, I'll try to do that. You know what I mean? Try to think of, like you said, 5 or 10 things that I'm thankful for,
right,
so that I can
right,
be like, okay, you know what I mean? It'd be like what I was worried about. I don't even be worried about it anymore after that. You know what I mean? Because
absolutely,
it's like I just
absolutely,
redirect my thoughts, to be like, okay, you know what I mean? I got this, I got that, you know what I mean? I'm happy about this,
mm-hmm.
and then it'd be like, all right, the other things don't seem as big.
Exactly, 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 exactly. Yeah, yep, yep, yeah. Just taking time for that daily gratitude, Yeah,
Mhm.
because I always say, you know what, I always say, you know, thank you for the blessings, because I have a lot to be thankful for. You know,
Right.
you've created a life of peace. You gave me a peaceful state of mind. Today was,
Mhm.
a good day. I know it might have been challenging, but I got through the day. And
Mhm.
I especially think about like my husband. I was like, oh, I got another day with my husband. I'm great.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm. The attitude of gratitude will take you a long way.
it definitely does. It definitely does. It definitely
Mhm.
does. Right. And they say like you could also like reach out to someone in your support systems, your support circle, like regularly.
Mhm.
Like, reach out. Sometimes support systems can play a big, big, huge part in your life.
Mhm.
Just having that person to talk to or to vent to or to cry to, you know,
Mhm.
them support systems really, really can come in into play, especially when you're dealing with
Mhm.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. But it's like the soft life. It is possible, but it ain't free.
It's not free. It's not free.
Yeah.
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yeah, and you definitely want to create like that community, like have a community, right? Um, like in a safe, like supportive environment. That's the key
Mhm.
thing. That's the key thing. Um, and having a community that's safe and supportive. You know,
Yeah.
'cause some people want to be a part of a community or be a part of this, but is it safe? Is it supporting you? You know,
Mhm.
um like having relationships that's based on like respect, like when it comes to like your boundaries, and they encourage you to grow, you know
Mhm.
so we talked about that before too, about
Mhm.
the company you keep. You
Exactly.
know what I mean? You know what I
Yes.
mean? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And sometimes like finding joy and like joining like a group or something of like interests or something like that, that aligns with
Mhm.
like values and your creativity can help. you
Yeah,
know?
that's wonderful. And it's a lot of that type of stuff like in Philadelphia and nearby
Yes,
areas,
yes,
whether
yes,
it's
yes,
like a crafting group or,
yes.
dancing and stuff, what I mean? Like my godmama, she always go online dancing and, different stuff like that, you know what I mean? And
Yes,
it's beautiful to see, you know what I'm
yes,
saying?
yes,
Um,
yes,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
There's
I'm
a
looking
love.
for some dancing. Well, I'm lying. I'm not looking for nothing else to include myself into. Cause like to me, like I just feel like I'm busy enough as it is.
Girl, you,
Yeah,
you, you are
you know what I mean.
definitely,
But I do. But I want to like I want to join a band. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So like I'm focused on like I want to do like more rehearsals and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, but I got some people I'm linking up with, you know what I
okay.
mean? But yeah, what I mean, I'll be figuring like, that the more and more I practice and continue to get ready for what I'm getting ready for, what I
Uh,
mean, letting the things, letting more things flow my way.
absolutely, absolutely. Yep. Your room for what you need and what you like.
Mhm.
Yep, yep, yep. Talk- Yeah, we definitely talked about that. Making room for what you want in your life. Um,
Mhm.
and it's like, and when you're like setting those like intentions and stuff, like it's like pretty much you're giving yourself permission.
Mhm.
Giving yourself permission, right? Like, so like allowing yourself to embrace that ease in your life without any guilt.
Yeah.
Without
Mhm.
right. And
Yeah.
I think that's huge. I think that's huge. Like, cause that guilt
Mhm.
can really like play on you. Like people, and sometimes it don't even be yourself like feeling guilty. Other people can make you feel guilty.
Yeah.
You know.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, chocolate drop. Thank you for being here. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Like that's a that's
Mhm.
that's a big one. Like giving yourself permission. Give yourself permission to create the ease that you want in your life, right? And don't feel
Mhm.
guilty. You know. That's why
Right.
I really think about like when they say like set up your non-negotiables.
Mhm.
Like what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to negotiate? What you but not, you know what I'm saying? Whew. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Like you
It's
said,
like
and I feel guilty about it. That
and not
yeah.
feel guilty.
And I feel
Right.
guilty.
Not feel guilty. Not feel guilty about it.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's what I had to learn. Like give myself permission. Give myself
Right.
permission. Right. When like and when I say no, my no is my no.
Right.
My no is my no. Because sometimes when you're saying no to something, like you tend to get like that. Oh well, why? I really could have. That
Mhm.
no, no, no.
Yeah. Like no. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Mhm.
maintaining like that healthy boundary. And
Mhm.
that's when it really comes into play when people that you're surrounding yourself with, they know your boundary and they respect your boundary.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and they know your no. They
Mhm.
know your no is that you're prioritizing something that you need to do for you.
Yeah.
You know, So yeah, that's why I really love that it's like pretty much giving yourself permission. You know,
Mhm.
um, and like acknowledging like that what you need for you, like whether that's I need rest. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm tired. I need rest.
Mhm.
Acknowledging, right, that you might need
Right.
that rest, or even acknowledging that you might need that pleasure. Sometimes you just gotta put it to the side and say, I need to go do something for. I need to do something for me, right?
Mhm.
Because sometimes I get into that moment, like I get in that hustle and bustle, like, oh my god, I gotta get this done. I gotta do that. This is pressing. I got this on my to do list, and don't get
Mhm.
time out for the pleasure and the fun. I,
Right.
I don't. I
Mm.
literally had a prime example of that last night. I was so caught up, like, in what I need to do, tackling my tasks, chopping at my to do list. right? I'm up there, like literally, I'm in the office, I'm working. I had literally been in there like all day, just chopping away, getting things done, chopping down, my priorities, things that I set to do, or what I wanted to like finish or complete. So
Mhm.
he comes to me, he goes, "Baby, you want to go out to dinner?" And
Mhm.
the one side of me was like, "No, I got all
Yeah.
this stuff to finish. I've got stuff
Oh.
to do. I don't want to go out to dinner. I'd rather like literally like this. I was like having a whole struggle with myself, right? Because
Mhm.
like when he said it, he looked at me and he's like, "Well, just let me know," because he see I was struggling in that moment with that question, right?
Mhm.
I had been like in the office for like hours, just working,
And
trying
that's
to.
why, and you would think that's so, like a easy, answer, what I mean? But yeah, you like you said, you struggling with it, like, I think so, but maybe, possibly, if I didn't, what I mean? Like, yeah, you probably you went through a whole bunch of emotions in that one moment.
I did. I was like literally going through. I was sitting there and I had this look like I had to take a deep breath. Like once I was like, "Wow, I just want to finish my task." I set out my attention.
Mm.
I'm almost at the finish line. Like literally, I was like struggling with that question. I was like man, like no, I don't have time to go out to dinner. I just want to finish.
Aw.
Then the other side was like, maybe you need to give yourself a break. You've been at it all
And
day.
go eat.
It's not going to hurt you to take a break. Go out, have dinner with your husband.
Yes.
And two, he threw in like one of my favorite places, right? And I was
Mhm.
like, so he was like, "All right, just let me know, just let me know." So he walks out the room because he see that question really like did something to me, right? So I
Such a
said,
simple question. Yeah.
it was simple. Like any other time, I'd probably be like, "Yes, okay, where we leaving?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was like so comfortable. I was like, I had my lounge clothes on. That would require me to literally get dressed,
Right.
get ready, be intentional about going out to dinner. So many
Yeah.
different things I wanted to do, right?
Mhm.
So after he left, I sat there and I thought about it. I was like, girl, I was like, it's not gonna hurt you to get dressed and get ready and go out to go eat. I was like,
Mhm.
y'all haven't done y'all date nights in a little bit, you know.
Aw.
It's like, because we try to be intentional, like do a date night at least
Yeah.
every other weekend, right? I see we have not gone out because he wanted to go out last weekend for dinner, but I
Mhm.
let my priorities and my task list kind of be, and I was like, I just don't have time. Like I'm trying to chop away at some of these tasks, so I'd rather just.
Mhm.
So he was like, okay, we're just ordering,
Mhm.
right? So when he brought it presented to me this weekend, he's like, do you want to go out to dinner? Like go out to your favorite place? And then I just was like, after he left and I had time to sit and ponder and reflect on it, I was like, baby, so when time are you thinking about going?
Aw, he's so sweet. I love him.
Yeah, and he was
Yeah.
you let me know. I was like, okay.
Aw.
It was like, all right,
Yeah.
just put this to the side as you just get back to it tomorrow. So I started
Mhm.
myself together, and I felt good because I was like, because that's what I needed. That's what I needed to get out of the house, go have date
Mhm.
night, go to my favorite place, and yeah. So it felt good. It felt good
Yeah.
to actually do that, right?
Nice.
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to
I
do
got
that.
you.
Sometimes you have to do that, right?
Yeah.
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 So, but that was our topic for the day. The soft life
Mhm.
virtues, like the stuff that no one tells you about, right? So
Mhm.
that's like the takeaway I want our audience to get from this is that like the soft life is not like a trend, right? It's a practice, right?
It
Um,
is.
it's the reclamation. It's a daily act of self love,
Mhm.
right? Like it's one that requires like you being honest with yourself, right? Being intentional
Yeah,
about
being
things,
responsible.
right, and being persistent about what you need,
Mhm.
right? Um, and them hard truths, like nobody can define it for you, right? What those
Right.
hard truths are, right? Like even social media, like will like always highlight like a reel or something, like or a path to what true ease should actually look like, right?
Mhm.
But that you got to realize that sometimes you got to commit to crafting your own version of what that looks like for you.
Right, right. Because, like you said, the rest and the healing and enjoyment and stuff still requires structure.
It still requires structure, right? Yep, create your own version of what softness look like, right? create your own right to joy.
Yes.
Like what gentle living looks like for you, right? No matter what the world is saying. Create
Mm-hmm.
your own right, right? Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. But yeah. So sometimes you have to say, like, like my rest is revolutionary. Child.
Mhm,
Yeah, yeah. But yeah,
mhm,
like, the soft life, it looks different for everybody. That's basically, what we wanted to like talk about.
mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm like, and it's okay to aim for it. You know what I'm saying? And and work on your process of achieving it.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
And
But
remember, like so, like to be a piece that nothing or no one can shatter.
mic drop.
Yes.
That part, that part, that part. Yes.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that. Love that. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I really, 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 really appreciate you guys for being here. You know,
Mhm.
um, I realized that you could have been anywhere on these YouTube streets, and you were
Anyway.
anywhere, and you were a part of this live today.
Okay.
It's all love, all love,
Mhm.
all love. Yes, yes, yes. Truly
Mhm.
appreciate you for being here for our Sister Talk Sunday. You
Yes,
know,
me too.
and you know what? I always say, like, you never know what we're gonna talk about, like, on any given Sunday. You know,
Mhm.
and like, if you like have not done anything for you, we've been talking about it all segment.
Mm,
Do something for you.
mm.
Self prioritize. Love on you. Do what you need
Love
to do.
on you.
Yes, do
Love
what you
on
need
you.
to do.
Yes.
What you need to do for you. Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes,
yes. Big thank you, huge thank you to the people that came in and that watched today. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? Yes, I love y'all.
yes, yes.
I,
Totally,
yeah.
totally appreciate you.
Just had to
Totally,
say that one more time. Yes.
totally, totally, totally appreciate you for being here.
Yeah.
Totally appreciate you for being here. Yes, because
Yeah.
without you, there would be no Sister Talk. Right?
Okay. Yes.
Yes. So we totally, totally, totally appreciate you. But
Mhm.
yeah, but I want you guys to have a great, great rest of your week. Have a great rest of your week. Have an amazing day. And don't forget
Yeah.
to do something for you, right?
Mhm.
And look forward to seeing you on the next Sister Talk Sunday.
Yeah. About to go enjoy the rest of the day. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna get
Yes,
into
yes.
something.
I know that's right. I know that's right. But
Mhm.
but you guys to have a great rest of your day. And talk
Peace.
to you soon. Peace out, everybody.
Bye.